Hello, hello everybody. Lori here from Unique in the Creek. Live again. Two times in a row. Yay for me. Say hello when you come in. Again, let me know where you're watching. I'd love to see where everybody's watching from all over the world. Tonight we're going to make a very large ombre flower. And if you are a beginner, this is for you. This is a really, hi Vicky, were you in again today? I'm going to put your picture up at the cache and ban you. Your husband's going to kill me. Anyways, yeah, Mitchell and Danielle told me you were in, so thank you. I heard you were in the store. You're fun. Your wreaths are, I was glancing really quick before the live here. I was checking out everybody's wreaths and unique wreath creators and the Canadian wreath creators. And holy moly, you guys are doing amazing. Vicky, your designs are really coming together, doing really well. Anyways, hello everybody. Hello. Hi Tina Falconham. Hello. So, earlier today, I showed you guys how to, if you have a faux center or a flower center that you really don't like the color of, you can change it without wasting anything. So, we made this white dimensional flower center today with loopy yarn. It is on one of the faux sunflower centers that I have a gazillion of. But I wanted to do a white center for this flower. So all I did was I glued on in yarn. I can't speak today. I glued on yarn onto the back side of the flower center. And this is the flower center we're going to be using for tonight. The replay is available on the YouTube channel. I will be editing it, so I think right now it's a half an hour long. I'll edit it so it's short. So this is what we're going to be using. And then we're going to be using 3 different color blue wide foil meshes, okay? So I'm using a navy mesh with, it's navy with like a royal blue metallic in it. And then I'm using a royal blue with a royal blue metallic. And then I'm using a light blue with an iridescent metallic. And then this is going to be our center. Okay, this petal is very easy. I pretty much did the whole flower already. The only thing I did at my craft table was cut my mesh. Okay, I didn't wood burn my mesh at all. I just cut it with a rotary cutter, and I'll just trim off the strings. You will get strings, but if it doesn't really bother you, just trim them. If strings bother you, you may want to cut your mesh with a wood burner, okay? Like I said, I did not do this, and I did it all in my lap upstairs once I cut it. So what you're going to need, we're going to be using row 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the Unique in the Creek boards, they are numbered 1 to 5. We are not using row 1, and you'll see why, because this wreath is very large. I think the space station will be able to see it. But we are going to be using row 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what you're going to do is, now I'm making my wreath my flower very full. So I'm going to be using up all 3 of these mesh. And on row 2, I'm going to preload all the holes, which means you're going to take your zip tie right where the number 2 is. You can see the number 2 here. You're going to go down and back up the second hole here, just like that. So that would be preloaded open which sometimes we do, but preloaded closed is you're going to take your zip tie end and head and bring it together, and you'll hear a zipping and it'll lock. Okay, so that's the regular holes. We're also going to be using what we call the shared holes. So I'm going to take another zip tie and I'm going to go down this hole where the number 2 is and back up the next hole. It's a little longer of a gap, but that's okay. And we're going to do that up until it clicks. And you can see why we call it a shared hole, because we have 2 zip ties in there. All right. And we're going to go, you're going to continue going around and preloading row 2, just like I'm doing right now. Okay, so you'll go all the way around. There's going to be 32 zip ties. Okay, 32. Like I said, I'm doing a really big flower. If you don't want to use as much mesh as I'm using, you can just do the regular sets of holes. But I want this nice and full, and the wide foil metallic mesh isn't very pricey, so you know, this wreath, even though once we're finished, it's going to look like it's quite expensive, it really is not. Okay. Row 3, again, we're going to go preload down and back up where the number 3 is. Do it up. Let's see if I can see the chat. There we go. And then again, we're going to use our shared holes. So you're going to go all the way around row 3, preloading your board. Hello, Missouri, South Carolina. It's probably colder there, Deborah, than it is here. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Pamela. Hi, everybody. It's cold down here. All right, row 3. You're going to go all the way around. Row 4, I'm going all the way around. Row 5, I'm going all the way around. So you're going to use 32 zip ties, 24 zip ties, 16 zip ties, and then 8 zip ties. Okay, so total of row 4 and 5, I'm going to be doing the light blue. Row 3, I'm going to be doing the royal blue. And row 2, I'm going to be doing the navy blue. And these are going to kind of lay over top of each other and give you like an ombre effect. All the SKUs for the mesh are down below in the description. So if you want to purchase the same blues as I'm using, you can go down below and check out the SKUs and copy and paste those SKUs into Craft Outlet, the Ribbon Shed. If you're in the US, Craft Outlet, the Ribbon Shed, Creek Road. See if they have your mesh. Canadians, I do have the individual mesh. I have them where I sell them individually, but I also have these in a ombre flower kit for you. Okay, so once you are preloaded your board, it's going to look like this. Okay, so that is the back of my board. So it looks like just rows of stitching. Okay, rows of stitching of zip ties. So you can see all the way around, I went 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alrighty. Again, 32 dark blue or navy blue, 24 royal blue, and then 24 light blue. Okay? That is what we are using. You are going to cut your mesh. Like I said, I did not wood burn mine, so it doesn't bother me with strings. I'll go around and cut the strings. I don't mind. But you're going to cut your mesh at 10 inches long. So the quickest way, if you have a cutting mat, is to roll out your mesh. So you put the end right at the 0. And then your bottom edge of your mesh, you're going to square it up with one of the lines at the bottom. Roll it out. Put something heavy to hold it. And then we're going to cut our mesh with a rotary cutter at the 30. the 20, and the 10. So you can cut 3 pieces a little quicker like that. Hi Judy, hi Laura Faye, hi Claire. Okay, so that's how we're going to cut all 3 different mesh. You're going to cut them into 10-inch squares. If you don't have a rotary cutter and a cutting mat, what you can do is grab a ruler or like even a fabric ruler. Here's just a metal ruler, and you can just guesstimate. Wait a second. Put that metal ruler right in the center of my mesh here. And there's the 10-inch right there, and then you can just cut up straight, cut your mesh. It'll take you a lot longer to cut your mesh with scissors and a ruler rather than a cutting mat and a rotary cutter. However, it can be done. Okay, so you need, like I said, 32 navy, 24 royal, and 24 light blue. Once you have your mesh cut, what you can actually take your you can do your petals, the petals that I'm going to show you, on your lap. Either with a small little cutting mat, put it on your lap, even like the back of a cookie sheet, something flat and hard that you can roll your petals, okay? I'm going to be using some of these little rubber bands just because I like to pre-make my petals. Now, when you cut your mesh, the navy blue, you're pretty much going to cut the whole roll. Don't throw the inner cardboard tube from your navy blue mesh because you're going to use it. Okay, we're going to use it. We're going to do a rolled petal. Okay, now rolled petal. Now I'll tell you in a second why I have the rolling pin. The rolled petal. So what you're going to do is take your mesh, curl up, and curl up means when I let go of it, it curls up on itself, right? So it kind of rocks back and forth. That is curl up. Factory edge is the finished edge of your mesh, and this is your cut edge. So this is the edge we cut with rotary cutter or the scissors, okay? So with your petal, curl up, or your piece of mesh, sorry, curl up, you're going to turn it into a diamond shape. I like to make sure that my factory edge, when I turn it into a diamond, is at the left top and bottom right. Okay, so here's my diamond, my factory edge, top left, bottom right. You're going to then take your insert cardboard tube, and I would keep it, like me, I wrote keep all over it so I don't throw it in the garbage. I'm going to take the tube and I'm just going to put it at the end, bottom corner of my diamond. Okay, and then I'm going to roll my mesh and tube to the top corner here, just like that. Just roll it. So the two corners, you can see, kind of see through the mesh. You can see that the two corners kind of meet. Then you're going to slide out your cardboard tube, just like that. Then I give each corner a tug. Then you're going to pinch it in the middle and flip it up. Okay, and flip it up, just like that. And then you're going to make sure when you flip it up that the two tips of your petal are around this, you know, pretty much the same length. Alrighty. Then this is where you could either put it right into your board, or you can pre-make your petals with your little rubber band. I'm going to put a little rubber band around the nub here. All right, and then toss it into my basket. Now, I was upstairs and I had all my stuff prepped and I forgot my tube, my cardboard tube. So I just grabbed the rolling pin from the kitchen, and I actually loved the rolling pin because it gives me a little bit of a wider petal. Okay, so this is the petal with the rolling pin, and this is the petal with the tube, okay? They're both the same, but I don't know if you can see that this one's just a little bit wider up at the top than this one is. I kind of like the wider one. So it's up to you if you want to use your rolling pin or if you just want to use your inner cardboard tube. Like I said, I really liked the rolling pin one. It makes a nice petal. Let's do it again with the rolling pin. The mesh is cut 10 by 10, so 10-inch squares. All right, curl up, diamond shape. So I just kind of swing it to the left, always. Factory edge, top left, bottom right. Taking my rolling pin. And you can see, obviously, the circumference of the rolling pin, and that's why the rolling pin petal is a little wider. Just going to put the bottom corner right in the center of the rolling pin, and I'm just going to roll it right up to the corner, and you can see there's the corner, and it just kind of overlaps it, okay? Pull your rolling pin out, give it a little tug at the both ends, pinch it in the middle, and flip it up. When you're flipping it up, what you're doing is making sure that both tips are the same length. And if they're not the same length, say for instance, when you flipped it, it was like this, you know, one shorter than the other, you're just going to adjust it down here, right at the nub, kind of flatten it. You can see it's the same. And then we're going to rubber band it. So whatever you want to make your rolled petal, this is going to be your whole flower. All the colors, the navy, the royal, and the light blue is all, I'm doing all with the rolled petal. And that's why I said it's perfect for beginners, because you just have to literally cut your mesh and roll it up. Okay, I like this one because it almost just meets right in the middle. Pull it out, give one end a tug, the other end a tug, pinch it in the middle, and flip it up. And it's the same length. And then building your flower is the easy part. So what I've done is, well, like I said, I've pretty much made my flower. I threw all my petals as I was watching TV. I would make the petals just like this on a tiny cutting mat on my lap, and then just toss my petals into a laundry basket. So that is easy. Now you can do whatever petal you want, especially if the Canadians, if you buy the Blue Ombre kit, you can do whatever petal you want. Just be careful because there are some petals that, you know, regular foiled deco mesh is not the greatest for, unless you wood burn it. And that would be like the Dean Michael. A lot of the petals that you're going to see the total edge of your petal. I like doing this petal for beginners because obviously it's super easy. Literally just roll it, flip it, band it. All right. Now, if you don't want to band it, you just put it right, as you flip it, you just put it right into your zip tie. Alrighty, pretty easy peasy. So, like I said, I'm almost done. Wait till you guys see the size of this bad boy. And I'm going to have to zoom out. There we go. Okay. So, like I said at the beginning, row 2 was my navy. All right, so row 2, these ones, you just go in a clockwise or counterclockwise and just pop your petals right in to your zip, right into your zip tie. Now, when you do roll your petals, you'll see that you have more of a the bad side. I call it the bad side. you can see it kind of goes in like this. We want this side facing up so you can see more of the mesh in the metallic other than this side. So you'll see it like kind of scoops out. You want this side facing up. And what you're going to do is just take your petal, put it into the nub, into the zip tie, and I'm going to zip tie right over top of the rubber band. Easy. You're going to go around, and that's what you're going to do. You're going to go into each zip tie. You're going to put one of these rolled petals. Which is 32 pieces. A roll of mesh will give you usually about 36 pieces. So you will have a couple extra pieces of mesh in case you screw up, or if, you know, a piece of mesh isn't the greatest. You do have a couple that for when there's 32 for extra. Now, I do have other colors of this as well. I have pink and purple. You can do those wreaths exactly the same as I'm doing here. So you can do the dark purple to the lavender to the light purple, dark pink to the medium pink to the light pink. All right, this is the last one on row 2. Okay. You can see, look how big this is. So when it's finished, it is 28 inches in diameter. This is a big one. A big one. And now I'm just going to cut my zip tie tails off, and we're going to move on to the next row. The next row is 24 royal blue. So once you have your mesh in there, do yourself a favor and just go around while it's just the navy blue and just kind of tug the ends to make sure they're not stuck anywhere and that they're all in the place that we want it. Right, Claire? Yes, I've done, actually on my YouTube channel, you'll find a red, white, and blue one exactly like this. But I put an 8-inch sign in the center. Actually, I think it was a 9/11 one. Okay, so now we're moving on to row 3. Again, same thing. Take the end of your nub, put it in, do the zip tie up over your rubber band. Oh, my zip tie tail is stuck in there. There we go. So you can see why I pre-do a lot of the petals, because you really don't need to sit and watch me roll. How many petals? 24, 48, 32, 60 petals. Because they're all the same, just different color. Alrighty, so that's the royal blue. 24. Alabama, well, welcome from Alabama. Is it cold in Alabama? I'm just curious because I get a lot of people saying that I sent them the cold weather. I am from Canada. I'm in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. So a lot of my followers were saying that I was sending them the cold. I promise I did not send the cold in the snow. Promise, pinky swear. All right, so row 4 and 5. Row 4 is 16 light blue, and row 5. So row 4 is 16 light blue, and row 5 is 8 light blue. And as you can see, you can write with a Sharpie marker right on your board. So if you need to remind yourself what color goes where, you can actually write on a Sharpie marker on the front of your board, because once you put the mesh on, nobody's going to see what's under there. And write your pattern right on the board. The ease of Uniquely Creek. Okay, so now I'm going to go and do row 4. Finish that up with the light blue. So you will have a bit of light blue left over and a bit of royal, because you're only using 24 pieces of each of those colors. The navy, you use 32. So you only have like 4 pieces left over. So this is almost like a, I think I called it almost like a starburst flower before, but it's a rolled petal. It's called a rolled petal. Okay, so there's my light blue, 16 light blue on row 4. I've also done, with this starburst, I've also done red to orange to yellow. I call that a sunset flower. That is super, super pretty. So it looks like a big fireball. So red to orange to yellow. And that one, I actually don't like to use the metallic. I like to use the less expensive kind of value mesh. It kind of blends a little better together with those 3 colors. I don't know why, but it does. All right, and now we have 2 more pieces of the light blue for row 5, and we're done. We'll put our center on there. Now I'm going to show you with the yellow center. So if you're Canadian and you do get a kit, the kit comes with the yellow center. But again, you can change the color like I did this afternoon if you want. The yellow center does look pretty fire though. I'll show you. Look at that. The mesh is cut 10 by 10. So we got navy to royal to light blue. Okay, we'll go around, kind of give each a little tug. Don't tug on it really hard, but just enough to pull it out straight and make sure none of them are stuck. Look how pretty. Look at that. Okay, and there's the side view. So yes, this still will fit between 2 doors. Okay, I'm going to put a hanger on this. So I'm just going to use a zip tie. Okay, there's our logo right on row 1. Right above the logo. You'll feel that, you can feel 2 of the holes that are kind of divoted in. Those are called our hanging holes. However, with a flower like this, it really doesn't matter what 2 holes you use to put your hanger on. All you're going to do is go down 1 hole and push it up to the other hole, making sure that your zip tie is in correctly so that the tail is going to go into the flat end of your zip tie head. Pull it until you hear a couple zips. There we go. Well, this one's, I don't trust this. Okay, there we go. Cut that end off, give it a lock. And then the flower center, each of the pipe cleaners, so the 2 ends of the pipe cleaners are going to go directly right in the center of the board. So your center of your flower will always be perfectly centered. You're not going to have it, you know, off to the side or askew or anything. So you can then when you have it flipped over, you are going to put a sticker on the back of it with your business name on where to purchase your wreaths, just in case the neighbor comes over and wants one of these big flower wreaths or any kind of wreath, your neighbor, friend, or whoever bought this wreath can say, this is where the company I bought the wreath from, or put your business card, tape your business card to the back. And if you don't have either of those, which you can buy business cards, templates, and you can buy little round stickers at Staples or Office Depot. But if you don't have either of those, get a Sharpie marker and just write really small where somebody could find more wreaths. So you could just write unique. I'll write mine, unique in the creek.com. If you're selling, don't leave the back blank. It's free marketing, okay? So don't leave it blank. Because 9 times out of 10, if somebody buys this, say, from a craft show, they're going to bring it home, put it on the door. Their neighbor's going to come over and like, oh my God, I need to have one. Where did you get it? Most times people say, oh, I got it at a craft show, and they are not going to remember what your booth is called, unless they're your friends. However, if you have at least something on the back of your wreath, they can say, oh, this is where you can find her a wreath, okay? Don't leave that blank. Let me get the yellow. I'm going to show you guys the yellow center. So yeah, we do have pink, blue, and purple. I will put the SKUs, because I love you guys, I will put the SKUs for the pink, all 3 pinks, all 3 purples, and I will put the sunset one. I'll put the SKUs in Unique Wreath Creators, and I'll put the SKUs in a description below. Canadians, like I said, you can buy this in a kit. Americans, I do have a purple and pink ombre butterfly that will be coming out in the next couple weeks, a kit. So you will get all 3, and they're pre-cut mesh. Canadians, you'll have it too. So, but that kit, those 2 kits will be available for both Canadian and American. Okay? All right. I love pinks too, but I had more blue kits than I did pink and purple, so I thought I'd do a blue. Okay, so this comes with a yellow. Look how pretty that yellow is. So you, obviously, if you're getting the kit or if you want a yellow center, yellow and blue always look fabulous together. So that is the yellow. Isn't that beautiful? But I decided I wanted white. I don't know why, but look at the white. The yellow makes it pop more though, doesn't it? I think if I did navy to the light blue, it might have, I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to go down the 2 center holes. 1 and 2. I'm going to pull that nice and tight till I can't pull no more. Don't worry about pulling, because the foam and the hot glue and the cable mount, they love each other. So they usually don't come apart. All right, so there is the white. And what I'm going to do is you're going to, once you got it through, you're going to twist it, cut off the extra, and then you're going to put the extra pipe cleaner down the center. And there we go. Nice clean back. Okay. Business on the back, party on the front. And then we got, like I said, you can really see it in you can't really see the colors transition in my screen here, but you can in person see it really well. So we got navy to royal to white. All right, so there's the white. Kind of like the white. This is the yarn that I did. All right, let's do the yellow. I'm going to put the yellow on, and then you guys, I'll have to take pictures of both anyways. So hello Catherine, hi Joyce, Deborah, thank you all for joining me. We're almost done, but the replay will be available on our YouTube channel. So you're going to take a cable mount, and it doesn't matter if it has the adhesive or no adhesive. It has the adhesive. Take the paper off. Okay, put the pipe cleaner through the center of the cable mount. Just like that. And then at the back of your foam, you'll see a little small circle. That's the direct center of the flower center. And we are going to hot glue the cable mount to the back. And then if you want, you can throw yourself a butterfly on there. What color would I use? I don't have any of the blue butterflies left. How about an orange? Ooh. These butterfly packs are also available on our website as well. The SKU is MB9806 if you want to check out other online companies in the US, MB9806. We'll put a little butterfly on there. Oh, actually, no, never mind. I forgot. We're going to put a ladybug. I'm going to put a ladybug. So I'm going to cut some of the wire off of the ladybug. So there it is on the white. It's just a small little ladybug. I love my cordless glue gun, but I forget to charge it. And then it takes a bit to charge it. Hold please, 1 second. I'm gonna get the old standby plug-in. Oh God, don't be sorry, Margaret. You know me. I like to go live when I have time, and I never know when I'm gonna have time until like an hour or two before I choose to go live. So, and if anybody's looking for the yellow faux center, I will put the SKU down below, but it is FJ517930. A lot of companies do carry these faux flower centers. This is going to take a while too. Are there any questions while I'm waiting for my glue gun to warm up? I'm going to remove the white one. So I wanted to show, when I did this afternoon, I just wanted to show you different ways that you can change the color. If you don't have if you have something and it's not suitable, you can either spray paint the front of this, which I've done before. I did a nice chocolate brown one, or you can flip it over and use cord, bling rope. Like I said, for this one, I used that loopy yarn that's all over the place. You can find every single color of it on Amazon or at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. It's a really nice texture that it gives it, right? But I like the yellow. This is not really working. Okay, we're gonna have glue gun issues. This is what's gonna hold up from me eating my dinner, is a glue gun. Plug it in all the way, Laura, and it'll work. All right, so again, it's 28 inches. And I usually go around when I make a flower like this, if I'm not wood burning, which I don't have a lot of strings, but I will go around once the wreath is on my door and cut off the little strings that I don't want. That way I don't have to, you know, have little strings all over the place. It'll just blow in the wind. We're always having technical difficulties with a glue gun. This is where editing comes in. This would be, look at that. There's a boat. Pink one. Ooh. This would be nice to do with the purple ombre. Do the dark purple, then the medium purple, then the light purple with the white. All kinds of different ideas. Same with the pink. Yeah, dark pink to the medium pink to the light pink. That would be stunning. Stunning. Come on. Yay, we have some glue coming out. Very slowly. All right. Push this and you'll hear it. You'll hear it sizzling. And then we're going to put our ladybug on. Put a little bit of glue on the back of it. And I'll put the ladybug right about there. All that for those two little glue dollops. Okay, we'll go down the center. And there we go. Okay, give it a couple twists. Trim off that pipe cleaner, bring it back down the hole, keep everything nice and neat. And there we go. All done. Yeah, I think I like the yellow. That's probably why when I made the kit, I put the yellow in. So again, if you are in the US and you want to make one just like this, I have the SKUs for the mesh down below. Just copy and paste them into your favorite store. If you want to use like Craft Outlet or the Ribbon Shed or Creek Road, which they don't have the boards up quite yet, but those places do have the Unique in the Creek board, and we're using the large one. Okay, and you can get the zip ties there. You can get these 3 mesh. Just put the SKUs in the search bar of your website that you're searching. So like Craft Outlet, just put the SKUs. Or you can just, you know, browse through and pick 3 colors that you love and make your own original flower with 3 different colors. That's all I got for you. Again, a lot of the companies have these floral centers, so you shouldn't have a problem finding those. And there we go. Again, it's 28 inches in diameter. Alrighty, a rolled petal. That's all I have to show you guys for today. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and have yourselves a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye.